Good morning and welcome to the Bowling University studio from the International Bowling Campus in Arlington, Texas. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kelly Bednar and I'll be your host for this episode of the Bowling University Tuesday Morning Profit Break. The Tuesday Morning Profit Break is an opportunity for sharing insights on how to grow your revenues, reduce your costs, and enrich yourself, your team, and your business. We have another great show to share with you today. We'd also like to welcome our new viewers and welcome back those who are joining us again. Just thank you for taking a few minutes out of your busy day. So grab your cup of coffee or your favorite morning beverage and let's get started improving your profitability. Today we have with us a special guest, a merchandising specialist, Miss Megan Birch. Megan has been with our SmartBuy partner Redemption Plus for 5 years. She works on the product team in assortment planning and with the accounting team working with customers to create and set up merchandising plans for the redemption spaces. She builds redemption training materials and is no stranger to being in front of the camera as she hosts her own video series called Eyes on the Prize, highlighting new and trending products on the Redemption Plus YouTube channel. Megan, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing with our audience.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really honored to be here.
Oh, it's a pleasure. And we're just going to shoot right to these questions because we only have a few minutes. So my first question was, if I'm a proprietor and I come to you and say, why should I have specialized training just for my redemption people? Why can't I just do my normal training?
Well, the Redemption Center and the game room can tend to be one of the, if not the largest profit driver within a family entertainment center. So thinking about it in those terms, you're bringing in a huge amount of profit and revenue. So you want to take as much care with the redemption program as you would with your food and beverage program or any other part of the overall experience within the facility. And redemption is more than just prizes. It's merchandising, which is displaying your prizes in a meaningful way, in a way that makes sense to the eye, not just a huge wall of prizes. It's assortment planning, which is making sure you have the right prize mix for the demographic visiting your facility. It's setting up and maintaining a planogram, making sure that everything looks nice and makes sense. It's managing inventory, taking those monthly or biweekly inventory counts, making sure that you take care of all your adjustments and damages. And it is organization, really, making sure that your back room, your stock room, everything is organized. All of those things go together to make a whole redemption program.
Wow, that's a lot of different roles going on. What roles, and it should take care, and what roles carry what responsibilities within that redemption program? It can't be just one person doing all that.
Absolutely not. So, the general manager or owner type person, you want to have a good idea of what's going on within that redemption program, but you've got so much else that you really need to assign what I like to call a redemption champion. One person that oversees the whole thing. They're the one that is in charge of the planogram. They're making the weekly orders. They're receiving in the product. They are overseeing the inventory counts, managing the back room, and they're the one training the redemption staff. So you want to have one person that is really in it, knows everything about it. And then with your staff, you want to have your best, your brightest, your most engaging people working in redemption. So often, and this just drives me crazy, but so often we'll hear centers say, oh, we just see redemption as a punishment. We just send the ne'er-do-wells over there. That's not at all what you want to do. It's making a huge amount of revenue for your center. So you want to make sure that you've got the most charismatic people working within that center, providing your guests a good time.
Oh, I can see that for sure. I have little kids. I get it.
Yeah.
But now you say this. I love the idea of the champion. That's pretty cool. Have that one person who just believes in it and buys in. But how do you keep the rest of the team accountable?
Well, you want to set up some sort of accountability checklist. You can tailor it to your own facility based on your hours and the ebbs and flows of your business. Whatever the case is, you want to set up at these specific times, these specific things happen. For example, after close each night, someone needs to be in charge of restocking the redemption area. Every morning, someone needs to make sure to wipe down all of the cranes because you're going to get hand and nose and tongue prints on those cranes throughout the day. You want to make sure that they're opened and restocked. Whatever the case may be, you just want to have something that they know every single day, I need to do this, this, and this. You can have your checklist laminated, use a dry erase, as you check it off, make sure that it's done. But setting those expectations and then making sure that they are done on a timely manner, because now you can't have someone come and say, well, I didn't know I needed to do that. Yes, you did. It was right there on the checklist.
So these are the basics that you're talking about. These
Yes.
things, so those, besides those basics, let's take things a little deeper. What would be the next level of retention training that we would look at?
Merchandising. So, like I mentioned earlier, there's much more to, making sure that there's just prizes. You want to make sure that things are put up neatly, they're in a way that makes sense, whether you're using vertical merchandising where you've got your high value items at the top working your way down. You want to make sure that your staff understands the whole way that the redemption area is laid out. Another thing you want all of your staff to understand is the games, the gameplay, and how they pay out, because they're the ones interacting with your guests. And if you have a guest come up and say, oh, I really want to get this Nerf blaster right here, and I only need 300 more tickets, then if your staff knows what games, how they pay out, they can direct your guests. Okay, if you go over here, you play Big Bass Wheel, you play Monster Drop, you're going to have a way better chance of getting those 300 tickets you need than if you're going over here and playing Skee Ball, where you might only get 15 tickets or so. So really, they're kind of serving as almost a host of a party, if you will, within the game room.
I had not heard of that. That's an interesting way of looking at it. It's kind of caught me off guard. I was like, my kid worked for a redemption counter, so feeding back from him, I don't remember him ever talking about that. So that's when we got to do work on the training, right? One final question though. We got one that I made a note that I want to make sure I asked. It says, what are a few quick and easy tips and tricks to help with a smooth running program?
Okay. First thing that I will share is organization. We talked a little bit about this before. So we recommend organizing your redemption display by theme, so like items all together. You want to make sure that your back room is set up to reflect that as well. So if this section right here is set up with all of your plush, then you go to the back room and have it organized, all of your plush is right here. I only have to go to this shelving unit here. And having everything stored together will make it a lot easier on your staff when they're going out to restock. They know, okay, this is what I'm assigned to do. I come back here, I grab this tote, I bring it out, and I can put everything exactly where I need within the redemption area.
So you get some coordination from the front to the back.
Mm-hmm. Kind of making sure that things line up. And if like items are assigned together, stored together in the same space, that'll be a lot easier. Also, when that order comes in, your shipment comes in to restock as well, because you don't walk into the back room. No, oh my God, I've got all these 5 different things. Where do I put them? Well, this theme goes here. All the bin toys go here. All the candy goes here. It makes it a lot easier to stock those items.
So the seamless customer experience starts behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
That's fabulous. Thank you so much for sharing with us. These are great, easy tips that anyone could put into play tomorrow for the Redemption Center.
Yeah.
So we thank you for joining us today and helping us learn just a little bit more about the redemption. And there's a lot more to it than I could have ever imagined. So, well, if you'd like to contact Megan and learn more about running your redemption efficiently and profitably, you can contact her directly at mbirch@redemptionplus.com. As we wrap up another edition of the Tuesday Morning Profit Break, remember that when you're focusing on growing your people will grow your business. We look forward to seeing you next week at 10:15 Eastern for another great episode of the Tuesday Morning Profit Break. If you have any questions about today's show or would like additional information, you can reach us at any time at education@bpa.com. Also, you and your team can watch all previous episodes 24/7 by visiting bowlinguniversity.net. Until then, I'm Kelly Bednar, and do for one what you wish you could do for everyone. See you next week.